Thomas is 32 years old and still single. One day his friend asked, "Why aren't you married yet? Can't you find a woman who'd make a great wife?" Thomas sighed and said, "Actually, I've met plenty of amazing women, but every time I bring one home, my mother doesn't like her." His friend thought for a moment, then said, "Simple solution. Just find someone exactly like your mom." Fast forward a few months, they bump into each other again. "So, did you take my advice? Did your mom like her?" Thomas nodded slowly. "Yes, she loved her. She said she was just like her." The friend smiled. "So, what's the problem?" Thomas groaned. "Now my dad doesn't like her." A dad came home from work one afternoon and found his 3 kids outside in their pajamas, happily playing in the mud. Empty cereal boxes and snack wrappers were scattered across the yard. The front door was open, and he couldn't spot the family dog anywhere. As he stepped inside, things got even crazier. A lamp was knocked over. Toys and clothes were everywhere. The TV was blasting cartoons, and the kitchen looked like a food tornado had hit it. Spilled cereal, an open fridge, and a sink full of dishes. There was even a little sand by the back door. Worried, he ran upstairs to check on his wife. He found the bathroom in chaos, towels on the floor, toys floating in soapy water, toothpaste smeared on the mirror, and a mountain of toilet paper. Finally, he peeked into the bedroom, and there she was, relaxed in her pajamas, reading a book. She looked up, smiled, and asked, "How was your day?" He stared at her, completely baffled, and asked, "What on earth happened here?" She just smiled and said, "You know how every day you ask me what I do all day? Well, today I didn't do it." A family was getting ready for dinner and had invited their daughter's boyfriend over for the very first time. While setting the table, a familiar debate sparked up in the kitchen. Dad: "I bring home the bacon. I'm not doing the dishes." Daughter: "I did them last Monday." Mom, stirring the pot: "I'm cooking. I shouldn't have to clean too." Then, Mom had a genius idea. "Let's play a little game," she said. "Whoever speaks first after this does the dishes." Everyone nodded silently. Challenge accepted. 15 minutes pass in total silence. Then, the daughter's boyfriend shows up, riding his ancient squeaky bicycle that goes quee-quee with every pedal. He walks in. "Good evening," he greets cheerfully. No response. Not a word. He sits at the table, confused but trying to stay polite. "The soup is great," he says. Silence. He tries again and again. Nothing. Everyone stays mute. They're committed to the game. Then, in pure panic and confusion and desperation for a reaction, he tries increasingly outrageous things to break the silence. Let's just say things got wild. But the family? Not a single word. Finally, the boyfriend storms out muttering, "What kind of family is this? I could probably hook up with the mom and they still wouldn't react." Then he actually comes back just to test his theory. And yep, not a peep. Still shocked, he gets back on his noisy old bike. "Quee! Quee! This bike is driving me nuts," he yells. "I need to fix this sound." He turns around, bursts into the kitchen, and shouts, "Do you guys have any lube?" And finally, the dad jumps up. Okay, I'll do the dishes." So this stunning 19-year-old blonde named Anna walks into a Detroit police station asking for a job, just like that. No appointment, no plan, just confidence and a killer smile. The lieutenant takes one look at her resume and, yeah, let's just say she's not exactly SWAT material. But hey, it took guts to show up, so a curious captain decides to interview her anyway. "Captain, all right, let's start simple. What's 3 plus 3? Anna, without missing a beat. 6, Captain. Correct. Now, what's 100 divided by 5? Anna. Oh, that's easy. 20, Captain. Also correct. Last question. Who killed JFK? Anna, wide-eyed. Gee, I'm not sure. The captain chuckles and says, Okay, go home, figure that one out, and come back when you know. Anna rushes home, grabs her phone, and calls her best friend. Friend. So, how'd it go? Anna, breathless. OMG, you won't believe it. I got the job, and they already gave me my first case. A married couple walks through the zoo and stops by the gorilla enclosure. The woman says, Mark, did you know gorillas behave a lot like humans? Watch this. I'm going to test it with a little harmless fun. She discreetly shows one shoulder. The gorilla immediately reacts, pounding on the bars. See? She says. Like us, gorillas can't resist their instincts. Mark smiles. Now show both shoulders. Let's see what happens. She does, and the gorilla gets even more excited, banging harder on the cage. Mark says, All right, now turn around and show your back. Let's see the reaction. She turns, and the gorilla gets very worked up, hitting the bars fiercely and trying to break free. The woman nervously asks, Mark, what now? Mark calmly replies, Tell him you're tired and not in the mood. Let's see if gorillas and humans are really that similar. My grandson gave me that suspicious look the other day. Grandpa, he said, why do you always make up weird rules? Oh yeah, I said. Like what? He folded his arms. Like when you said if I don't clean my room, a portal will open and suck me into another dimension. I nodded seriously. That's how we lost your older brother. He stared. What older brother? I just smiled. Exactly. He cleaned his room in 5 minutes flat. After his checkup, the doctor smiled at the elderly man and said, Well, you seem to be in great shape. Any health concerns on your mind? Actually, yes, Doc, the old man replied. Every time I make love to my wife, after the first round I'm hot and sweaty, but after the second time I'm freezing and shivering. What's up with that? Curious, the doctor decided to examine his wife as well. After finishing, he reassured her, You're in perfect health. Do you have any concerns or questions for me? She shook her head. Nope, I'm all good. The doctor scratched his head. Well, your husband mentioned something odd. He says after the first time you make love, he's burning up, but after the second time, he's shivering like it's winter. Any idea why? The elderly lady rolled her eyes and chuckled. Oh, that silly old man. That's because the first time is in August and the second time is in January. A guy goes to a house of prostitution. He selects a girl, pays her $200 up front, and he gets undressed. She's about to take off her sheer pink negligee when the fire alarms ring. She runs out of the room with his $200 still in her hand. He quickly grabs his clothes and runs out after her. He's searching the building, but the smoke gets too heavy, so he runs outside looking for her. By this time, the firemen are there. He sees one of them and asks, Did you see a beautiful blonde in a sheer pink negligee with $200 in her hand? The fireman says, No. The guy then says, Well, if you see her, screw her. It's paid for. A young couple had just married. 3 months later, the wife found out she was pregnant, and the doctor advised no sex until after birth. 1 month in, the husband was frustrated. The wife gave him $100 and said, Go to a brothel, just be safe. On his way out, the neighbor's wife stopped him. When he explained, she said, Why waste the trip? Give me the $100 and I'll take care of you here. He agreed. Afterward, he went home and told his wife what happened. She glared at him. You idiot! When I was pregnant, I did her husband for free. A man goes into a baker's and asks for 2 bread rolls. The shopman picks them up with tongs and puts them in a paper bag. He then asks for 2 cakes. The shopman picks them up with the tongs and puts them in the bag. The man says, "It's nice to see you don't handle the food." The shopman says, "Nothing in my shop is handled by human hand." He then noticed a piece of string hanging out of the shopman's trousers and asks, "What is that piece of string for?" The shopman says, "When I need a piss, I just pull on the string and it pops out." "That's okay," says the man, "but how do you put it back?" "That's no problem," says the shopman. "I just use the tongs."